Hi, welcome to the V Case. This presentation is designed to help you understand what you can do when you're put in a situation that is beyond your own control. The Disability Advocacy provides support for people who require assistance when speaking out against people who have done wrong by them. It is your right to feel safe, it is your right to speak up, and it is your right to have someone walk beside you the entire way. Disability advocacy is about providing the right assistance and best support to help you through any situation. Let's take a look at a case where advocacy is needed. John has an intellectual disability and a mental illness. He works with a lawn mowing crew for a supported employment company. He has been doing this job for just over a year. John can sometimes be a vocal character and can easily lose focus through other distractions. One day, the manager comes out of the office to give the crew some news.
Our manager come out of his office. He looked kind of stressed, but then again, he always did.
Some of the crew will be receiving pay cuts due to a change in government funding. John is angry about this and constantly butts in when the manager is trying to talk.
So here I am, I'm lining the workers up, telling them about their pay cut. And John just had to have his 2 cents worth. And he wouldn't shut up, blah, 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 blah. It was really getting up my nose.
The manager gets angry and wrestles John to the ground.
I know I got into his face, but he didn't have to attack me like that.
It's just one of those things. He wouldn't shut up, so I had to take him out. No, I'm not proud of myself, but hey.
One of John's friends suggests that he calls an advocate to get some help. John makes an appointment over the phone to see an advocate. The advocate's name is Paul, and he listens very carefully to John's story. John also gives permission for the advocate to talk to someone else who witnessed the incident. The advocate tells John that what the manager did was wrong and spends time talking about the number of options that he has for dealing with the problem.
The advocate was very helpful, but I wasn't sure if I should go through it or not.
After talking to the advocate, John said he would like to take some time to think over his options. And later that day, John talks to his parents. They advise him not to complain, as he may lose his job.
I phoned the advocate back and I told him I wasn't going to go through with it.
The advocate said it was up to John, but that if he wanted to reconsider in the future, he could help him deal with his unfair treatment. Over the following months, John's back continues to give him agony. He could barely walk from the shops with his bags.
I was on painkillers every day, but I couldn't hold the job.
John contacts the service a year after the incident. He is still upset about his treatment, and the manager has now moved on to a different service. Out of the options provided, John decides to get the advocate's help to seek some free legal advice about what to do. John asks the advocate to write to the company and officially report the incident and ask that policies be put in place so this would not happen again. John was happy with the legal advice he received and decided to follow through and take action against the manager for compensation.
Look, I know I damaged John. Nothing could take that back. But I just have to make changes on how I treat my employees.
I feel sorry for him, but I'm glad I stood up for what was right.
It's not too easy to stand up for what is right, especially when the person you have to confront is the person who has caused you grief in the first place. But keep in mind that you're not only standing up for yourself, you may be making a difference for people who may be in a similar situation. This next case provides us with many examples where advocacy can help you through a difficult situation. Sarah used to go to an arts and crafts shop regularly to browse and sometimes buy things. She has an intellectual disability and lives in a nearby group home. One day, when there was no one in the store, the owner noticed that Sarah was looking at the items on the shelves, and he decided to approach her.
I've shopped there a few times, but the store manager hasn't really talked to me before.
It's not very often a young girl comes into the store, and you know, she looked very shy, so I thought I'd make her feel more relaxed.
The owner chatted to Sarah and then showed her other areas of the shop further out the back.
He seemed friendly, but I was feeling quite scared.
He moved closer to block her way. The owner started to stroke her hair.
I'm a guy. I have needs. Yeah, doesn't everyone?
The owner told her not to tell anyone as this was their secret.
I was frozen. I didn't know what to do. I couldn't understand why he did this to me.
A customer comes in off the street. This distracted the owner and Sarah used the opportunity to flee the shop. When Sarah got home, she felt terrible. She didn't know if she would get into trouble about what happened and didn't talk to anybody at the group home where she lived.
I cried for hours. I felt a little bit guilty about the whole thing.
Sarah had used an advocate before and remembered her advocate Helen was a fair person who would listen to her and talk to her about her options to solve a problem. She made an appointment to go to the advocacy office to meet with Helen. Helen listened to what had happened to Sarah and tried to understand what she was going through.
Helen is a great support worker. She's helped me before, and I trust her advice.
Helen agreed with Sarah that it was unfair and spent some time going over the details and explaining to Sarah about the different options she had in simple terms.
Helen helped me, and I was reluctant, but I just had to go through with it.
Helen made the point that it was up to Sarah to decide from the different options of what to do. Helen also advised Sarah to report the incident to the local police. Helen said that if the police decided to take the shop owner to court, it would be hard for Sarah to have to see the shop owner again, and this could upset her. Helen went along to the police with her and supported her when she told her story. Helen also got in contact with a lawyer and took Sarah to visit them so she could explain what would happen if the matter was taken to court and how the lawyer could represent her. The case went to court and Helen organised a court support worker to sit with Sarah through the whole process.
Yep. I made a mistake, and I'm sorry for it.
I really don't know how I could have done it without the support from Helen.
Are you dealing with a problem with someone you know? Are you needing legal advice? Do you need to be connected with a service that can help you? If you answered yes to any of these questions, it is very important that you contact an advocate to stand by you. There are many options and possibilities an advocate can talk you through. We hope this presentation has been helpful. Thank you.